decides that the best alternative, rather than the crowded Lower East Side community, which is tremendously impoverished with not that many job opportunities available, to take people elsewhere in the United States. So he goes to the city of Galveston in Texas, which is a major port on the Gulf of Mexico, and he would bring people to Galveston, and this would be single-handedly paid for by Jacob Schiff. Jacob Schiff, as an individual, paid for the entire Galveston movement, the Ellis Island of the West. So in almost 8 years, nearly 10,000 Jewish immigrants came through the port city of Galveston. This is roughly 1/3 of the number of immigrants to Palestine at the same time. Schiff provided nearly $500,000 in today's money. That's over $13.5 million of his personal fortune to do this. He used rather unlikely things. I remember Schiff often crossed fences in ways that did. He was joined with Israel Zangwill. Israel Zangwill, we'll talk about in a minute, who had an organization called the Jewish Territorial Organization, ITO, I-T-O, because one doesn't have a J, who coordinated the efforts from Europe. So Schiff in New York coordinates with Zangwill in Europe to bring people to Texas. So what do you do in Texas? You have a rabbi named, very influential, very engaging rabbi. A rabbi is very charismatic, Rabbi Henry Cohen, who provided a humanitarian face to the movement in Texas, bringing the ships to the Galveston docks, and from there, the immigrants would then go to different Jewish communities throughout the Midwest, the West, and through the South. Very few Jews actually remained in the town of Galveston. Israel Zangwill is the man who, as I said, worked closely with Theodor Herzl, and he would invent the phrase that you've probably used yourself, the melting pot. It was a phrase created by Zangwill. He wrote a very popular Broadway show and a show in England called The Melting Pot. There's the program cover on the right-hand side, and the idea of creating a homeland. Now, originally, Zangwill wanted a homeland in Uganda, but that one didn't work. But when he realized Schiff was saying, I need help and I have the money to do it, Zangwill said, it's a deal. So Zangwill handled the European side. He would have people meet in the Ukraine. He would send agents out who would deal with people and explain what the possibilities were, and then Zangwill would then make sure they got to Bremen, Germany, and then to the United States. This is a very